everyone. Welcome to Prithvi Academy. Key to success for the civil services examination. In short, a pathway to success for UPSC civil services examination. We will be having a series of certain sessions for key to success. The objective of this series is to share with all of you, those who are newcomers, undergraduates, those who have just started preparing for civil services, or they had prepared, or you are having preparation for 1 year or 2 years, but yet you are not successful. For all those people, this series is a meaningful exercise. We will be sharing with all of you some keys with which you can open up the hidden locks towards the path of your success. The whole journey of moving towards your desired success, that is being IAS or IPS or IRS or IFS or whatever post that you desire from the civil services examination, is having hidden doors and hidden locks, and you need to open up those locks with proper key. Once you have the proper key, then you can easily unlock the door and go ahead. So, this series, that is a key to success for civil services examination, if you apply it properly, then you can easily get the keys for different stages of your preparation. In today's session, we will try to focus on a known part which is not shown anywhere, even in the advertisements or in the books, or even it is not discussed in the classrooms. This is a hidden part. Now, the first thing is why we require administrative mechanism. Ours is a democratic country where we have elected government. Why do we require government? Because common citizen cannot spare his or her time for each and everything in the life. So, we need a government to solve so many issues in our social life or in our community life, in the economic life. So, there are so many challenges and we need government to facilitate those lives. To help that government or being integral part of that government, we need another system, and that is known as a bureaucratic system. See, government elected by the people will try to formulate the policies or the laws, and the bureaucracy will implement those so that the machinery will run smoothly and our life will be problem free. Union Public Service Commission is a constitutional body. Indian Constitution is the written law for this country. So, the Union Public Service Commission is body as per that law, and it is entrusted with a simple job of recruiting the best people to run the bureaucracy of this country. Now, every state is having their own state service commissions, which will be having examinations for their state services. Our focus is on UPSC related, that is again a civil services examination recruitment. The bureaucracy is a pillar. Bureaucracy is the support. Bureaucracy is the foundation based on which the elected people or the elected members, our leaders, can construct the whole mechanism of development. Why I should aspire to be a civil servant? This is the biggest question. There are so many opportunities available now in private sector also. There are different streams of education, and day to day new technologies are also coming up. In spite of that, the civil services is considered as prestigious and most coveted option by youth. Why? Is it just because of prestige? Is it because of you have some umber lamps, now umber lamps are thing of past? Or is it because the people look at you with certain vision? Or is it because you feel something different when you are a civil servant? All these are visible signs. Actually, why I should be aspire of being a civil servant? Just answer is simple, because I will be part of that big machinery which runs this country. See, if I get a chance to run this machinery or being a part of this machinery, then my whole life gets changed. And even my single decision can change the lives of hundreds, thousands, and sometimes lakhs of people, and sometimes crores of people. So, I will be having good salary, I will be having prestige, I will be having social status, and apart from that, at the top of it, I will be having opportunity to do something which will be transforming lives of lakhs of people. But why government conducts competitive exams to select civil servants? Why don't they have university like exam, that there is a particular syllabus, 3 or 4 years of degree course, and those who will be completing that should be appointed as civil servants? Why are they conducting separate competitive examination? See, if I complete particular degree, I become a doctor or an engineer or an architect or a pharmacist, right? And I have been allowed to practice in that particular field, or I become specialist of that field. Then why there is a need of separate exam? Why can't we have a single degree for administration? Now the answer is hidden. The administration faces different types of challenges every day, and those challenges are not specialized challenges. They are the general type of challenges. Now we generally use the term general knowledge, GK, am I right? But the knowledge is not general. Knowledge is specialized knowledge of so many subjects or so many fields. So civil services is a kind of practice wherein you need to be generalist with specialized understanding of variety of problems. So you need to have that particular capability, competence inside you, and to check that competence, to check that capability, there has to be a separate examination. So either you are a doctor or an engineer or an architect, that doesn't matter. Are you capable of facing those challenges being a civil servant? That is more important. And to find out that, there is a need of civil services examination, and UPSC conducts that kind of examination every year. Another thing is that, what is the difference between this civil services exam and the university level exams? Now some visible differences are there. Number one, in university level exams, you appear in a particular year exam, and then you are entering into the next class or next grade. Even in schools, we are upgraded 9th to 10th, then 11th and 12th likewise. Here in competitive exams, you are either selected or not selected. At any stage of this examination, if you are disqualified, you have to reappear from the first stage, that is a preliminary examination. Second thing, in university level examinations, there is a minimum cutoff level for passing. Once you achieve that amount of level of marks, everyone is eligible to enter into the next class. Here in civil services or competitive examinations, there is no minimum benchmark. The benchmark is from top to down. That is, the topper has 100% chance of being the civil servant. Below that, second one, third one, fourth one, and then when the number of vacancies are filled, it's over. So every year the merit changes, and the merit is from top to bottom. It is not from the threshold upwards. In university level examinations, you can carry forward certain subjects, that is called as backlog or the ATKT. So with the 2 ATKTs or 2 backlogs, you can appear for third year examination. But in civil services, there is no such choice or provision. you have to clear each and every state with topper marks or most eligible marks. So, our own habit of appearing for the university level examinations with attitude of just crossing the minimum marks or carrying forward the backlogs or being best in one subject and being average in another subject, it never becomes useful in civil services examination. Now, the next thing is that if I wish to be a civil servant, what special characteristics or special qualities are necessary, or is there any specific criteria for being a civil servant? Now, in the next video, we will be talking about the eligibility. That is a simple eligibility, but eligibility which is not shown at the surface, that kind of eligibility. These are different sets of criteria we can see, and in simple words we can say that for being a civil servant, the person should think like a civil servant. And what is being thinking like a civil servant? You should be inquisitive, you should be curious, you should be having number of questions in your brain. Continuously your mind should be posing questions once you are tackling with particular situation, particular object, particular event. If you are that kind of person, then you are more suitable for being a civil servant. Though there is a particular syllabus for the civil services, though there is list of subjects, in spite of that, very few crack this exam. Why? It is not the coaching, it is not the syllabus, it is not the nature of the questions, but it is your own response. I am saying your own response, mature response to this whole process decides whether you will be a civil servant or not. And that maturity is hidden inside each and every candidate. The candidate who is capable of tapping that resource which is hidden inside him or her has more chances to be a civil servant. So, this series will help you to find out that hidden treasure inside you, so that you will be taking it out and utilizing it at its maximum level, and your dream of being a civil servant will be fulfilled within a short time span. So, whatever we have discussed today, just focus on that, try to get points or notes from that, and try to find out whether I have that particular spark inside me or not. If you focus inside, definitely you will find out that spark. So, we will meet again in the next episode. Till that time, keep studying, keep enjoying your life. My wishes are always for your success.